Welcome back to Harmonize Your Life's Conversations on Self-Care for Women of Color podcast with your host, Dr. Toni G. Alvarado. Well, I'm glad to have you with us on today. We're excited to have another session to bring you some very, very good conversations about self-care, particularly for women of color, but for any woman or man that's listening to us. I think that you're going to be blessed by our conversation on today. I have with me in the studio a woman who I'm just getting to know, but I got to know her in a very interesting way. And I'm glad to have her with us today for our conversation. And I want you to welcome to the Harmonize Your Life podcast, Miss Pamela Robinson. Hey, Pamela.
Hello.
Let me tell you all something about this woman, okay? So Pamela Robinson is the founder of the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club. The 40 Plus Double Dutch Club was created in 2016 for women age 40 and above who wanted an exciting, affordable way to tone, burn calories, and improve their physical and mental health while interacting with other women, reliving positive childhood memories, and creating new ones. Through word of mouth and social media, a nationwide Double Dutch movement is emerging or has emerged. And over 10,000 women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s of all shapes and sizes, some who haven't engaged in any form of organized physical activity since high school have joined the Facebook group page and are now able to experience the timeless joy of friendship, fitness, and fun through the Double Dutch Club. And I am excited to have this woman with us today. And I want her to share with us how she came to start this wonderful organization that I am, as you can see by my t-shirt, I am now officially a member. Pam, I can't believe you were scheduled to do your interview this afternoon and my shirt came right before our interview. I mean, it was like divine intervention. It was divine intervention. I mean, here I am like getting ready to interview this woman and my shirt, because you're not official till you get your shirt, right?
You are official.
I'm official now. I am officially a member of the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club. Pam, I've been enjoying it. I have been enjoying it. I joined 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
This is my third week. I went yesterday. And that was my third time going to the Double Dutch Club. I tell you how I came to learn about it. One of my good friends, my god sister actually, who we've been in relationship with since we were in fourth grade. She's one of my oldest friends in the world. And I saw her jumping on Facebook. She had posted a video of herself jumping rope. And we used to do that as girls, as young girls, growing up in Chicago. And I was like, Janine, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you? And so she told me about this wonderful group that she had joined, the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club. And I knew I had to do it. I was like, oh no, I got to do this. And then to find out that there were clubs in Atlanta that I could be a part of, I was just so excited. I joined 3 weeks ago. I've gone every week since I joined, and I am so excited about being a part of this Double Dutch Club. Y'all need to check out some of my videos, y'all. I got some serious videos out there of me jumping. I'm gonna have to put my videos on YouTube. But anyway, they're on the Facebook page. I've uploaded them. But listen, I want Pam Robinson to talk to us about the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club and about our topic today about fun, friendship, and fitness for women 40 and above. So Pam, how did you get started? Come on, talk to us.
I started the group back in 2016. At the time, I was going through really serious challenge in my life. My husband at the time of almost years and I were realizing that we were coming to the end of our marriage. We were having our issues. I was having challenges with my adult children, and I just needed to find a happy place. So I actually went to my friend Katrina's house. And I was telling her that, when we jumped double dutch, Katrina and I, every time I would have a family gathering or a barbecue or something at my house, I would always bring out the double dutch rope. And we would jump, but that would be like maybe once or twice a year in the summertime. So I told Katrina, you know what? We need to see if we can find some other women to jump with us because, you got to have at least three people to jump unless you want to get creative and tie one side of the rope to the fence. But it's never as much fun if you do it that way. So we were like, we need to see if we can find some other women our age to jump with us. So I posted on my Facebook page and said, does anybody want to come out and jump? And we got a great response. I think about 12 or 15 people came that first time we jumped. And everybody just gets so excited when you bring a double dutch rope out. And so we started jumping in Chicago. I lived in the south suburbs at the time. So we would jump in the south suburbs and in Chicago once or twice a week. And we did that for the entire summer of 2016. So there was a group of us that would meet up, about 15 to 20 of us. And I had a secret page on Facebook that we were, because we were very particular about who could come jump with us. You had to be a woman over 40. But we knew most of the people through church or through the neighborhood. And so we did it the summer of 2016, summer of 2017, summer of 2018. Then in 2019, we were featured on a local TV show here in Chicago. And after that feature, they posted it on their social media pages. Our membership went from about local Chicagoland to over 1,000 women nationwide in 1 week. And people started saying, I want to start a group in my city. I want to start a group in my area. So we started having 40 plus double Dutch clubs, sub clubs. And so now, after that, we started having groups in Atlanta and Boston and Phoenix, Arizona, and Baltimore, Maryland, Virginia, all over. And since that this time last grown to over 10,000 members. We have members in cities and states all across the world, and we just started a group in Israel a couple of weeks ago. So the thing is, we get together, we're jumping double dutch, we're hula hooping, we're playing hopscotch, we're playing jacks, tweedly lee, all of the things we did when we were little girls growing up before we had to deal with the stresses of husbands and kids and jobs and bills and all of those things. It just provides a break from adulting. And so not only are we getting to work out with each other, we're also building relationships with each other. We end every single meetup with a circle prayer. And that's actually, for me, that's the best part of the entire activity because the fact that God has even decided to use double dutch to get the glory. It's like, who would have thought that we could glorify God through playing a game that we played all through our childhood? We had no idea that this was going to turn into that. But that's exactly what's happened. There are members who have told me this group saved my life. I needed something. I needed something to look forward to, and this filled that void for me. I mean, people who have lost their husbands, lost their mothers, lost their children, people who are battling illnesses. We had one woman who had a heart attack during one of our meetups about 3 weeks ago. She had a heart attack while we were meeting on Saturday morning. She went to the emergency room. She was admitted. They told her she had a seizure and a heart attack, but they said, we will be sending you home in 2 days. If you had not stayed so active, if you were not still jumping double dutch as often as you are, this would have been much worse. But because your heart is in good,
Wow.
because you are working it regularly, you are going to be just fine. Double dutch was my lifeline. So we are so provide this type of activity for women all over the world. And we just want to make sure that as many women who need this type of group hear about it so they can be involved also.
Wow. I mean, you said so much that I want to go back and have you just kind of reiterate. I mean, first of all, you say you have groups in Israel, a group starting in Israel?
We have a group that started in Israel a few weeks ago.
Oh my God, that is so amazing. I mean, it's just so many things that you said that I want to tease out. This idea of going back and kind of almost not reliving our childhood in the sense that, we can't go back in time, but some of the carefreeness of our childhood.
Exactly.
And the we were kids, you just went out and you played. And especially, I'm from Chicago. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I grew up in Chicago. I moved to Atlanta when I was 25 years old. Been here 32 years. I'm 57 years old now. And if I could turn around and show my audience, I got on my Double Dutch t-shirt, and on the back, we wear our age on the back. So I got big old 5'7" on the back.
That's right.
My name, Toni, 57. And so, so the whole carefree time of life where when we went outside and we played, we weren't worried about anything.
Exactly.
We weren't worried about anything. So I think just that idea that we're able to experience, have that kind of experience in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s, 70s, and God, even through our 80s, that we can go back and have those kind of experiences to be able to for you to be able to facilitate that. You just started with just you and your friend, your girlfriend, and then look at the power
exactly
of what you've done and how it has just started a whole movement of women who are now going back and jumping. And now it's you talked about just the whole idea of connecting, friendships. I heard friendship in there, our relationship. So how important is that for us in our 40s to have women to connect to?
It's so important. People don't spend as much time working on their emotional and mental and spiritual health as they should. And that's something that we really have to take seriously. Depression is a real thing. And a lot of women, middle-aged women, older women, are dealing with depression, and they're just trying to get through it and continue to, just live with it rather than to try to actually deal with it and make those changes. And so this is giving people our age something to look forward to and giving them a group of people. I've met women that I never would have met outside of this Double Dutch. And we've become friends. We hang out together. We do things together. A lot of us are in a stage of our lives where we're empty nesters. A lot of women have lost their husbands, are going through separation or divorce. They're having relational issues. And they're trying to figure out, what now? What should I be doing now at this stage in my life? And this is giving us all something to do, something that's positive, something that's encouraging and uplifting, to uplift other women. It's not just about jumping rope. It's not about being, oh, well, I didn't jump that well. Personally, I was never that great of a jumper. I just enjoyed being out there and being active. So I tell my friends here all the time, I'm like, I'm a turn talker. I can turn and talk all day long. I don't have to jump. Y'all jump. I'm tired.
And I like what you said, because I've had several women since I started say, I never learned how to jump. I never learned that. And honestly, I am really surprising myself. Now, I'm jumping better now than I did when I was a little girl. I'm surprising myself. I'm like, I didn't do this well when I was in grade school jumping. I was a little afraid of the rope hitting me and stuff like that. But now I kind of like, fear's out the door. It's like, whatever, just jump and get in there. And so I find that I'm jumping better now at 57 than I did at 17.
Wow.
And so it's amazing. But I have women tell me, I don't jump. I don't know how to jump. And I love what you said. So it's not even about jumping, but you were like, and just turn. Even if you can't jump, you can turn the rope for somebody else.
Maybe. A lot of people can double-handed, but they can hula hoop, they can play hopscotch, they can play jacks, they can play tweedly-lee. We've been out there playing travel. You all remember the single games, travel, T and out? We played that.
Yeah.
We were playing London Bridge falling down, red light, green light. We played, one of our groups meets up at a park. And of course, we don't have kids jumping with us because we don't want to be bothered with any kids right now. This is our time. We're not trying to babysit. In the park watching us because they see all of these women. They see 20, 30 grown women outside playing at the park. And one day we were playing red light, green light, Miss Mary Mac, Duck, Duck, Goose. And I know those kids were like, what is wrong with them? But they couldn't say nothing because we were having a great just laughing, and it's just like you're a kid again, even if it's just for an hour once a week. For that hour, you don't have to worry about your kids. You don't have to worry about your drama with your man. You don't have to worry about what bills are due. For that hour and a half, you just get to play and have fun.
Yeah. And one of the things that we forget to do as we get older, we forget how to play. And there is a such thing as play therapy.
Yeah.
One of my friends, she said that one of the things she does is she plays in the dirt. She'll go and play in the dirt with her friends, with her kids or grandkids, because we forget. Because as we get older, we get rigid, we get inflexible. As we get older, we want everything to be, like everything in its place. And we want, we don't want to get dirty or anything like that. And I know what that's like, being a little OCD myself, but being able to just go and just be carefree, to not be worried about anything, just throw all caution to the wind and just have fun for that space, for that hour. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a pastor, right? And so I joined a group that meets on Sunday. My group meets on Sunday from 4 to 5:30 here in Atlanta. And I'm a pastor. I wouldn't have never, before this pandemic, I would have never done something like this on a Sunday. I would have been more concerned about my hair. So recently I did a whole new reinvention of my hair. I went natural. So now I don't even worry about it. I can go jump and come home, take a shower, let the water run through my hair. I'm good. It's just, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like a rebirthing or something, but this whole idea of being carefree for that one little space of time, not being worried about the bills, not being worried about what's happening at home, not being worried about the children or whatever, and to be with other women. And like you said, connecting. I've met some beautiful women as I've been going to the club. I have met some wonderful women who I would have never met had I not joined the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club. You're right. It is a wonderful way to meet like-minded women who are wanting to do just what you're wanting to do. Stay fit, tone, fellowship, and then not worrying about, like you said, if you can't jump, there are other things we can do to have fun with each other. Let me ask you this question: where, when you started the Double Dutch Club, did you see it growing to this?
Absolutely. No, absolutely not. I just saw it when I went to Katrina's house and told her, you know what? I think I want us to start jumping double dutch. Let's see if we could get some ladies to jump double dutch with us. I was just looking for a happy place because I was at such a low point in my life that I had nothing other than church on Sundays. During that time, I had nothing to look forward to. Everything in my life was just really, really sad for me during that time. And I just needed a happy place. And I was like, you know what? Let's start jumping. And it was therapeutic for me. And so I was just looking for something to do to give me something to look forward to help me get through the week. I wasn't working. I've been a stay-at-home mom for several years. And so I just needed something to look forward to. And my friend Katrina was like, and she knew what I was going through at the time. And she was like, if you need me to be there for you, I will be there. If you want me to do this with you, I'm with it. Let's do it. And so we did. And if she hadn't said that, I probably just would have sat back and thought about, man, I wish I could get together and jump with some people. But when she said, I'll be there with you, and if nobody else comes, we'll figure it out. We will tie the rope to the fence. We'll do it. And so we didn't know who was going to come out. We didn't know if it was going to be 3 people, 5 people, or just the 2 of us. And so we started it, and it just goes to show how God will do exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever imagine, because this was not even in our thought process when we came up with this idea.
Yeah. And so that, and oftentimes when we're in our 40s and in our 50s, life gets interrupted with death, with sickness, divorce. Mm-hmm. Things happen, life happens, and things get interrupted. So what I love about it is you had an interruption. Your marriage was coming to an end, mm-hmm. and you were experiencing a major life interruption. But you took that season to start something that not only blessed you, but now look, it has grown to a whole movement, and it's blessing so many, many other women as a result of you not. So talk to us a little bit about why is it important for us in our 40s and our 50s, and I'm gonna do a little I'm going to play on this idea of us moving, because double dutch requires us to move. It requires us to be agile. It requires us to jump. It requires us to be active. So how important is it for us in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s and 70s to not only physically keep moving, but keep moving emotionally, spiritually, mentally? Talk to us a little bit about why it's important to keep moving.
To a point when we're midlife crisis. But women can have midlife crisis also. People just don't talk about it, especially Black women. They expect us to be able to deal with everything, keep it moving, be the strong person, be the one that has it all together all the time, the one that takes care of everything. But sometimes we have to take a break and take care of ourselves. So we have to make sure that we are taking care of our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health. Those things deserve some focus. We have to focus on those things and make sure that we are actually nurturing ourselves sometimes. Instead of always nurturing and taking care of everybody else, we got to take care of ourselves. So during this time, I was praying to show me what my purpose was, because up until that point, I thought my purpose was to be a good wife and to be a good mother. But then when I saw my marriage ending, and when my kids are growing up and leaving the house, it's like I really have no purpose right now. What am I here for? I know God has a plan for everybody's life, and I thought that my purpose was to be a wife and mother, but now that's kind of shifting. So what does God want me to do now at this point in my life? And that's when the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club was born, and that's how it grew. It grew not because I was great at jumping rope or talking to people and talking them into coming to jump rope, but because God knew that I wasn't the only one that needed this type of outlet in my life.
So what I hear you saying, Pamela, I hear you saying the fact that you kept moving, purpose began to be birthed.
Absolutely.
Because you kept moving. Yeah. And I think that's the thing that I want our listeners, the women that are listening to us, to hear. Life happens to all of us. Absolutely. And there are interruptions that come. Like I said, divorce happens. It happens to the best of marriages. It's not that you had the worst marriage or that you are the worst person or whatever. No, it happens to all of us. Life happens. Death happens. Sickness comes. But what I heard what I hear you saying is, because you had the courage to keep moving, purpose was born out of the fact that you had the courage to keep moving forward in the midst of life changing for you, your husband your marriage, divorce. The children are leaving the home. And how many women, when we're in our 40s and 50s, we become empty nesters in our 60s or whatever. And then we don't know who we are because we've tied so much of our identity to our role as wives and mothers. And not that that's not wonderful, but you're not going to always be a mother of small children.
Right.
You're not going to always be raising school-age children. And God forbid you go through a divorce or your spouse passes away. You may not always be married. So you have to have some identity. One of my good friends, she teaches on marriage, and she says marriage should not be identity theft. And so, keeping the I in marriage, in other words, keeping your identity, not losing who you are. But a lot of times in our 40s and our 50s, we wake up and we're like, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? Life has changed, shifted. Things have shifted. Something has happened. But the fact that you were able to keep moving and you found a way to keep moving through Double Dutch. Now, not only are you moving, and this is a movement, this whole Double Dutch Club thing is a whole movement now, but you're providing movement for other women, and not just physical movement, but emotional, removing emotionally, removing spiritually. I love that. I was surprised. I didn't know what to expect when I first went. But at the end of the sessions, we end with prayer. I love the fact that we end with prayer. And because of Corona, we're not holding hands, but we're elbow bumping. We have on our masks and we're praying. Yesterday at the end, they asked me if I would lead the prayer. And you know what? The first time I was there, someone prayed, and I was like, I'm a pastor, and I introduced myself. They asked me about myself, and I shared that I'm a pastor. But you know what? I was so glad the first time that when I came, they didn't ask me to pray. Because when you're the pastor, when you're the preacher in the group, you always get asked to pray. But I was so refreshed that I wasn't being asked to pray, and it wasn't that I don't want to pray or couldn't pray, but it was a good space for me to be prayed for by someone else. Me to let my hair down and not be the pastor of the group. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate that. It has been a wonderful experience for me being a member of the Double Dutch Club. I want the ladies that are on here to be able to find you. That's why I got your website, 40 Plus Double Dutch Club is on the screen. And if you're listening by way of audio to the podcast, you can find the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club.com. Go to the 40 Plus PLUS Double Dutch Club, all spelled out there, 4040 plus Double Dutch Club.com. Go there. You can find them also on IG. You can follow them at 40 plus _ Double Dutch Club on Instagram, and then on Facebook you can go to 40 plus the plus sign Double Dutch Club. Go there and you can find them also on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel there for the 40 plus Double Dutch Club. You can go there and find them on YouTube. You can find them on Facebook, and you can find them on Instagram. Pamela Robinson has been our guest for this afternoon, talking about this 40 plus Double Dutch Club. How can women get involved in a club? Talk to us about how women can get involved in a club.
So the group started as a Facebook group, as I said. So the first step is to go to Facebook. Most people are on Facebook these days. So we want everybody to go to our Facebook group page. We have 11,000 members now. Go to the Facebook group page, answer the 3 membership questions. The first one is, how old are you? That's really the most important one. How old are you? Because we want you to be at least 40. So no 35, no 30, no 28. We don't want to have to deal with any kids. So 40 years old, you answer the questions, and then that means you are a member of our page. Once you're a member of our page, you can look in the event section. You can look in the announcement section to find out if there's a group in your area. If there's not a group in your area and you would like for there to be a group in your area, you can send me a message, and I will let you know the steps to take to start a group in your area. And then you order your shirt so that you become an official member. We have all kinds of shirts. We got tank tops, short sleeve. In wintertime, we got sweatshirts, hoodies. We got sweatpants, leggings, capris, skirts, everything. We got a whole little clothing line because we like to be cute when we go out and when we take our pictures and our videos. So the first step is really to go on Facebook and join the Facebook.
All right, go on Facebook. That's what I did. I joined the Facebook group, and then I went. Actually, I found a club first because someone told me about a club, and I went to the meeting. And then when I got done with that, I was like, I knew I had to do it, so I went back. I went and filled out all the information. And as you all can see, today I have on my 40 plus Double Dutch Club shirt. So I am now officially a member of the club, and I am so excited, looking forward to being a part of. And just, someone asked me, are you going to start a subgroup? And I said, no, I don't want to be in charge of nothing else. I just want to go. I just want to be a part. I'll support, but I'm just enjoying being a part of the 40 plus Double Dutch Club. Listen, these are some of the benefits of being a part of the Harmonize Your Life self-care network. When you join the self-care network, ladies, I want to encourage you, if you're not a member of our network, come on and join our self-care network. I found out about this club from a member of the Harmonize Your Life a self-care network. It was one of our members who had gone and joined this group, and she shared it, and then I put it out there with other members in our group and other women. And look for one in your city. Look for one in your city. If you're not in Atlanta, if you're not in Chicago, there are clubs all over. And you heard us say they even got clubs in Israel, a club starting in Israel. Okay, so join the Harmonize Your Life self-care network, and you can learn more about women like Pamela Robinson. Will connect you to resources and people that are concerned about self-care for women of color. That's why I knew, Pam, I had to have you on here. Your vision is so in line with God's vision, the vision that God has given me for self-care for women of color. This podcast is a lifestyle podcast, and it is primarily geared toward women of color. And we're always looking for women like yourself, professional women, women who are doing amazing things, and women who are encouraging other women. Because it's no good for me to be healthy and then be connected to unhealthy women. I love that. You brought your girlfriend along, and then you all connected other women, and that's what I'm about. I am about connecting with other women and connecting women to good, healthy women like yourself. Thank you again for joining us on the Harmonize Your Life Conversations on Self-Care for Women of Color podcast. I'm going to let you just share one more last thing. If you have one last thing you want to say to the ladies or those that are listening.
I guess the last thing I would say is we just want everybody who is over 40 to come out, join our movement. It's friendship, fitness, fun, and fellowship. And we're just excited about it. We want everybody to be a part of it.
All right, you heard that. It's friendship, fitness, fun, and fellowship. And you can find a club in your area, or if there's not one in your area, then you can fill out the information, reach out to Pamela Robinson, reach out to her at the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club, and let her know that we need a club in our area. And if you're willing to be a sub-club leader and connect some other women, I know you will help this movement spread abroad. We are so glad, again, to have Pamela with us on today. And we're looking forward to more time in this, and bringing you back. Maybe we can bring you back. Maybe we can do something on YouTube or something, and do something live from the Double Dutch Club. I'm going to have to come to Chicago, Pam, and jump with y'all. The next time I come, I'm coming to jump with you, okay?
Oh.
I'm coming to jump with you the next time I come.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you again. Thank you all for joining us today on the Harmonize Your Life Conversations on Self-Care for Women of Color podcast with your host, Dr. Toni G. Alvarado. We'll see you again real soon. Hi, this is Dr. Toni Alvarado. I am so delighted about bringing the Harmonize Your Life podcast to you. Would you do me a favor? If you are enjoying this this podcast, would you email me at hello@drtonialvarado.com? I want to hear from you. I want your feedback. I want to know if there are any other topics that you are interested in as it relates to wellness, self-care, nutrition, or just overall bringing harmony into your life. Email me, contact me at hello@drtonialvarado.com.